The rain was coming down in sheets as I stared out the window of my Seattle apartment. Bertram, a 44-year-old architect, should have been feeling content. I had a beautiful wife, Clementine, a successful career, and a comfortable life. But a gnawing unease had been growing in my gut for weeks. Clementine, a vibrant and ambitious marketing executive, had been working late more frequently. Her explanations were always plausible: a big campaign, a demanding client, but her eyes seemed to avoid mine when she spoke. The warmth that had always radiated from her touch felt diminished. I tried to dismiss my worries. Jealousy wasn't my style, and I trusted Clementine implicitly. Or at least I thought I did. The first real crack in our facade appeared innocently enough. Clementine had left her laptop open on the kitchen counter. I wasn't snooping, I swear. I was just grabbing a banana when a notification popped up on her screen: an email from someone named Zephyr. The subject line was simply "Tonight." My heart skipped a beat. Against my better judgment, I clicked on the email. It was a short, saccharine message filled with pet names I hadn't heard Clementine use in years. "Can't wait to see you later, my love. Thinking of you all day." The blood drained from my face. Zephyr. Who the hell was Zephyr? I closed the laptop, my hands shaking. I needed to confront Clementine, but I wanted to be sure. I couldn't accuse her based on one email, no matter how damning it seemed. So I decided to play detective. It felt dirty, invasive, but I couldn't ignore the pit in my stomach. I needed to know the truth. Over the next few days, I became obsessed. I checked Clementine's phone records, deleted calls to an unknown number. Her credit card statements, expensive dinners at restaurants she claimed to have visited with clients, and even her car's GPS history, frequent trips to a part of town she never mentioned. The evidence mounted, each piece of information a fresh stab wound to my heart. Zephyr, I discovered, was a junior partner at Clementine's firm. Young, ambitious, and from what I could gather from his LinkedIn profile, undeniably attractive. A wave of nausea washed over me. Was I really being replaced by someone younger, more successful? The night I decided to confront Clementine, I barely slept. I replayed our entire relationship in my head, searching for clues I had missed, moments where I had failed her. Had I become complacent? Had I stopped trying? The self-doubt was crippling. Clementine came home late, as usual. She seemed tired, but her eyes held a strange, unsettling spark. "How was your day, Bertram?" she asked, her voice a little too bright. "It was fine," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "We need to talk, Clementine," she frowned. "About what?" "I'm exhausted." "About Zephyr," I said, the name feeling like a poison on my tongue. Her face paled. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came out. The silence stretched, thick and suffocating. "I saw the email, Clementine," I continued, my voice rising. "I know about the late nights, the dinners, the trips. I know about Zephyr." Tears welled up in her eyes. "Bertram, I don't," I interrupted. "Don't insult me with lies, just tell me the truth." She finally confessed. It was a whirlwind of excuses. She felt neglected, she was bored, Zephyr made her feel alive again. Each word was like a hammer blow to my soul. The woman I had loved, the woman I had built my life with, had betrayed me in the most profound way imaginable. I didn't yell, I didn't scream. I just felt empty. The anger would come later, but in that moment all I felt was a profound sense of loss. I asked her to leave. I couldn't bear to look at her any longer. Clementine moved out the next day. The apartment felt cavernous, filled with the ghosts of our shared memories. I spent the next few weeks in a daze, barely eating, barely sleeping. My friends, like Sheridan and Finley, tried to comfort me, but their words felt hollow. They couldn't understand the depth of my pain. One evening, Finley suggested I go out, just to get your mind off things. He dragged me to a local bar, a place I hadn't frequented in years. I reluctantly agreed, figuring anything was better than sitting alone in my apartment. That's where I met Ophelia. She was sitting at the bar, nursing a glass of wine, her eyes filled with a sadness that mirrored my own. We started talking, cautiously at first, then with increasing openness. She was a divorcee herself, a painter who had been through a similar experience. She understood my pain, my anger, my confusion. Ophelia became my lifeline. She listened without judgment, offered advice without pressure, and helped me navigate the treacherous waters of heartbreak. Slowly, painstakingly, I began to heal, but the anger remained, simmering beneath the surface. I couldn't let Clementine and Zephyr get away with what they had done. I needed to make them pay. I started by focusing on Zephyr. I knew Clementine's firm was involved in some shady dealings, bending ethical corners to land lucrative contracts. I also knew Zephyr was deeply involved in these schemes. I began to gather evidence, meticulously documenting their illegal activities. It took months, but eventually I had enough. I anonymously sent the evidence to the local authorities and to the firm's board of directors. The fallout was immediate and devastating. Zephyr was fired and is now facing multiple investigations. The firm's reputation was tarnished, and several key executives were forced to resign. Clementine's career also suffered. She was ostracized by her colleagues, her reputation ruined. She tried to contact me, begging for forgiveness, but I refused to speak to her. She had made her choice, and now she had to live with the consequences. I won't pretend that my revenge brought me complete satisfaction. It didn't. The pain of Clementine's betrayal will always be a part of me. But it did give me a sense of closure, a feeling that I had taken back control of my life. Ophelia helped me to see that dwelling on the past would only keep me trapped. She encouraged me to focus on the future, to embrace new experiences, to open my heart to love again. And slowly I did. We started dating, tentatively at first, then with increasing passion. She was everything Clementine wasn't: honest, supportive, and fiercely independent. With Ophelia, I felt like I could finally be myself, without fear of judgment or betrayal. One sunny afternoon, as we were walking along the Seattle waterfront, Ophelia turned to me and said, "You know, Bertram, you're a good man. You deserve to be happy." I smiled. "I think I am," I said, taking her hand. "I think I finally am. But the story doesn't quite end there." A few months later, I received a call from Clementine's sister, Juniper. She told me Clementine was sick, seriously sick. She had been diagnosed with a rare form of cancer, and her prognosis was grim. Juniper begged me to visit Clementine. She said Clementine wanted to see me, to apologize one last time. I hesitated. Could I really face her again? Could I forgive her after everything she had done? Ophelia encouraged me to go. "It's the right thing to do, Bertram," she said, "for your own peace of mind." So I went. I found Clementine pale and frail, lying in a hospital bed. Her eyes lit up when she saw me. "Bertram," she whispered, her voice weak. "Thank you for coming. We talked for hours." She apologized for her betrayal, for the pain she had caused me. She admitted that she had made a terrible mistake, that she had thrown away something precious for a fleeting moment of excitement. I listened, my heart aching with a mixture of pity and anger. I couldn't completely forgive her, not yet, but I could offer her a measure of compassion. Before I left, I took her hand. "I hope you get better, Clementine," I said. "I really do," she smiled weakly. "Thank you, Bertram. That means more than you know." Clementine passed away a few weeks later. I attended her funeral, standing alongside her family and friends. I didn't feel any joy, but I didn't feel any anger either. Just a profound sense of sadness for a life cut short, for a love that had been lost. Life is strange, unpredictable. It throws curveballs when you least expect them. But it also offers opportunities for healing, for forgiveness, and for new beginnings. I learned that betrayal can leave deep scars, but it doesn't have to define you. You can rise above it, you can find love again, and you can create a life that is even better than the one you lost. And that, I think, is the most important lesson of all.